Have you read a story in the Draoithe Saga and come away with a classic case of immersion after effect? Let me guess, there are questions which remain unanswered even as the magic expanded, adding another layer to the dream. The grand desire to turn the page to discover what happened next ended with the last leaf turned. If you're asking where the remedy for the book hangover is, you know the answer: read another story. But you aren't ready for the next tale, not yet. The dust needs to settle before you pick up the next volume. So you have found your way here. You aren't alone. Even the author can't get enough. As you hear this, Ophelia writes on. But allow me to offer you a possibility, a reflection on the tale you recently finished, and a way to revisit the story to ease the story blues. Welcome to the Draoithe Saga After Party. Warning, spoiler alerts ahead. Turn back now if you wish to read the story blind.
Welcome, curious minds, to another deep dive.
Hello.
Today we're exploring Ophelia Key's Haunted Echoes. It's a really thrilling narrative, part of her bigger Draoithe Saga. We're talking about a world where, well, myths aren't just stories, they walk among us. Magic is real.
Exactly. And our mission today really is to unpack this rich urban fantasy. We're diving into a story that I think offers a powerful insight.
Yeah.
You know, it shows that true healing. It's not just about getting over physical harm.
Yeah.
It's about actively confronting those internal echoes, past failures, trauma. That's a universal struggle, isn't it? Whether you're a magical spirit or, well, just human. We'll explore how the author crafts this incredibly immersive dream world. It feels familiar, but also deeply magical. Love and survival get tangled up with ancient curses, hidden powers. It really makes you think about where self-worth truly comes from.
So that's our goal for this deep dive. But before we jump into the characters, let's maybe set the scene a bit. This world of Draoithe, the source material describes it as a place where myths, legends, fairy tales, they're real, tangible. It's a world that needs balance. Its very existence depends on it. And the people who help. They fight to restore that magical equilibrium. Often, it seems, one fated couple at a time. The main setting is around the year 0 when it's X, and interestingly, Tyler, Texas is sort of a magical realist focal point.
Yeah, and connecting that to the bigger picture. The whole Draoithe Saga, it chronicles the founding of an immortal kingdom. It's in the Lane deal, it's the spirit realm.
The spirit realm.
Right, think of it like a parallel dimension woven from dreams, myths, human collective consciousness. And this kingdom's whole purpose is to fight whoever or whatever is unbalancing the dream's magic.
Okay.
The saga tells these stories through different couples, showing how they find hope by connecting to Draoithe.
Yeah.
Which it really makes you ask, what does it mean for a whole world's magic to be out of balance?
Yeah, what are the effects?
Well, the story shows it's not just some cosmic thing.
Yeah.
It trickles down. It affects everything. Natural disaster, sure, but also individual emotions. It creates this sense of unease, vulnerability. You feel it in the characters.
That idea, a world out of balance, it definitely sets the stage for our first character, RoriK Skog Vaettr.
Well,
He's introduced as an outcast, immortal forest spirit. A Droog. Now, normally when I hear Droog, I think, undead Viking zombie.
Right, that's the usual folklore. But here, in this saga, it's different.
Okay.
A Droger here is more like a powerful guardian spirit.
Yeah.
Tied to nature, often carrying some heavy, tragic past. Definitely distinct from those undead revenants.
Gotcha. So why is RoriK an outcast?
Well, he was exiled by the Vaettr Council. He failed to protect his forest home from this devastating fire.
Oh, wow.
And failed to save his village from a deadly plague. A plague that tragically took his beloved Astrid.
So his past is just steeped in trauma and loss.
Deeply rooted in it. And its profound sense of worthlessness, his sentence, his punishment was remembrance.
Remembrance.
Yeah, just constantly being haunted by his failures, reliving them.
So his whole existence is basically tied to that pain. That's incredibly cruel. How does someone even function like that?
It's brutal. And his desperate quest, really, was just to learn to control the anxiety, to find some peace from these relentless echoes. He actually adopted this mantra, a really powerful one. Should I read it?
Please do.
Okay. The haunted echoes of the past must remain in the past. Remembering to relive gives them a life they shouldn't possess. Stand in the present. Breathe deeply. Note where you are and who is with you. Leave the pain, the fear, and the loss behind. Do not embrace it. let it go.
Wow, that's intense, trying to consciously fight it.
Exactly. His whole journey is about fighting those emotional ghosts.
Yeah.
Just trying to become a man he could, face in the mirror again. He swore fealty to a forest lord, Yansar Ironwood, and that allowed him to walk the lean deal, the spirit realm, as a man again. He built a sanctuary, but he still saw himself as an exile.
A sanctuary built on shaky ground, emotionally speaking. Okay, now, let's switch gears. The other side of this story. DaniKa Klein.
DaniKa, right.
She's human, a research journalist, but her life takes a, shall we say, drastic turn.
Understatement.
She has this unique ability, powerful, but also really dangerous. The infinite path, what exactly is that?
Here, the infinite path. It's rare and formidable. It lets her literally perceive and manipulate the fabric of this dream world.
Manipulate it how?
She can draw the path of infinity into the dream, basically bending space, bending possibility, navigating impossible distances.
That sounds incredibly useful, but dangerous, you said.
Oh yeah, there's a huge personal cost. Gypsy fortune tellers warned her, use this power 3 times, and it leads to a shattered soul.
A shattered soul.
And ultimately to her death. So she sees it as this devastating burden, a curse, maybe something she feels women shouldn't even have given the danger.
A power that's both a gift and a ticking time bomb.
Yeah,
compelling. So what happens when a power like that, especially one with such a high cost, gets noticed by the wrong people?
Well, DaniKa found out the hard way. She gets abducted by this guy, Peter Elliott. He's described as an evil billionaire pharmaceutical tycoon.
Of course he is.
Right. And he performs these illegal medical experiments on people with magical talents.
Oh, horrible.
Her experience was just brutal torture, beaten without being touched, drug-induced hazes. His goal was to exploit her talent, to use her as a magic well.
A magic well? What's that?
It's basically a living conduit, a reservoir for magical energy. Highly prized, incredibly dangerous to be.
So they just wanted to drain her power.
Essentially.
Yeah.
And through all this horror, she has this shattering realization. Myths, legends, fairy tales, they're real. They live and walk among humans every day. Her whole worldview just crumbles.
So she escapes somehow.
Yeah, her escape from Elliott's men was harrowing, drugged, half dead. She uses the infinite path, follows it in this desperate bid for freedom, and that's how she stumbles into RoriK's secluded forest home. During an ice storm, no less.
And RoriK, at that exact moment, is studying how to become stone.
That's right. Researching ancient texts, looking for a way to achieve his own end, find his own kind of peace through oblivion.
So he's contemplating his own demise, and suddenly this nearly dead woman appears on his doorstep.
Exactly. He's understandably startled, to say the least.
What does he do? I mean, you said he dislikes humans.
Right, and that's what's fascinating here. RoriK's initial dilemma. He has this deep dislike for humans, prefers solitude. But his core nature, being a Skog Vaettr, a guardian of the forest,
It kicks in.
It compelled him. He has to help this semi-frozen corpse woman, as the text calls her. He sees the state she's in, severe frostbite, head trauma, emaciation, pneumonia, and his spirit magic, which gives off this faint light when he uses it for healing. It immediately reveals she's not just human, but a gifted human, someone with inherent magic.
So that changes things for him.
It seems to. He finds himself compelled to protect her, even growling angrily when he sees how emaciated she is, feeling this urge to, avenge her. And then he does something really unexpected. He decides to share his body heat with her, even though she whimpers from the pain of his touch initially.
Wow. So his protective instinct just completely overrides his prejudice.
It really shows the strength of it. He's battling his own issues, his own trauma, even as he's saving her life.
Okay, so he takes her in, and as DaniKa slowly heals under his care, this bond starts to form, unexpectedly.
Definitely unexpected. He nurses her back to health, herbal soups, honey, ginger, just quiet attention. He patiently helps her fight the pneumonia, deal with the terrifying nightmares from her abduction. He even teaches her his mantra, the one for controlling anxiety.
He uses himself.
The very same. And DaniKa, in her vulnerability, she starts seeing him differently, not just as a rescuer, but as, Mr. Right, a sexy forest angel.
Oh, okay.
She's drawn to his kindness, his quiet strength.
So the connection deepens despite their differences.
Yeah, and this really brings us to a key point, doesn't it? How connection can transcend bias, transcend even deep trauma. RoriK, this guy who felt he'd lost too much because of humans, finds himself becoming incredibly possessive, protective of DaniKa.
Possessive? In a good way, or?
Protective, maybe is the better word. He genuinely enjoys having her there, The quiet between them feels comfortable. He's even surprised when he feels jealous at the thought of her going back to her old life.
Interesting. And how does she perceive his care?
She describes it as innocent sensuality, a safe kind of intimacy. It makes her feel at home.
Innocent sensuality. That's a lovely phrase.
Isn't it? Their conversations, they're light at first, but you see this mutual fascination growing. Despite everything, different species, different experiences, it really shows how safety and kindness, found in unexpected places, can start to erode a lifetime of pain for both of them.
But, well, this is a story with stakes. That fragile peace, it can't last, can it?
No, afraid not. The past comes calling. Quite literally.
Peter Elliott's men.
Yep. They track DaniKa to RoriK's sanctuary using a glowing box.
Which we know is a cell phone.
Exactly. A cell phone with a tracking app. Simple but effective. And they threaten him. Threaten to burn down his home.
Why? What do they want?
They figure they'll either get the tracking device from her ashes or force her out of hiding. Brutal logic.
God. How does RoriK react?
This is where it gets intense. His response is immediate. Fierce. He doesn't just defend his home, he becomes the warrior he used to be.
The guardian spirit.
Fully. He deals with the two intruders quickly, brutally, with his sword.
And does he learn anything from them?
He does. He discovers they aren't human, they're immortals.
Ah, so this confirms the threat is much bigger.
Much bigger, broader, more dangerous implications for DaniKa's situation. He realizes this threat is much worse than he believed. And crucially, he realizes DaniKa's old life. It's gone. It doesn't exist for her anymore.
So he's her only protection now?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
And this is a huge turning point for RoriK. He offered his protection, remember?
Right.
And as the text says, no warrior of the forest broke his oath. His own healing journey is now completely tangled up with her survival.
Wow. Okay, so after that violent confrontation, the emotional stakes must just skyrocket.
Oh, absolutely. DaniKa, she's terrified. She thinks she's brought destruction right to his doorstep, to his sanctuary.
So she decides she has to leave to protect him.
Exactly. But RoriK, he forbids it.
Forbids it.
Pulls her close, kisses her fiercely. The book describes it as a brutal, raw kiss.
Whoa.
It just shatters all those unspoken barriers between them. It really shows how crisis moments can force true feelings out into the open, doesn't it?
Definitely. So that kiss, it changes everything.
It really makes you think about fate versus choice in these high-stakes moments, you know? That kiss, it becomes this moment of absolute clarity. They both finally acknowledge this intense attraction, this connection they'd been sort of dancing around. And for RoriK, specifically, making love to DaniKa, it leads to inner peace.
Inner peace after everything.
Yes. The text explicitly says the haunted echoes of the past had finally faded into profound silence.
Wow. So it wasn't just physical.
Not at all. It was emotional release, spiritual release even. Finding solace, finding purpose in someone else, silencing the very torment that had defined him for so long.
That's a massive transformation, from being haunted daily to finding peace through connection. Incredible.
It really is.
But the story isn't over. As DaniKa recovers more, she starts helping RoriK with his research, translating those ancient texts.
That's right. She pitches in. And this leads to another crucial twist.
Okay.
She discovers what he's really studying, how to become stone.
The path to his own demise. She finds out.
She finds out. And it shocks her, understandably. Makes her question his sanity. Makes her question her own feelings for this man who saved her but wants to end himself.
Talk about complex implications. Their lives are completely entwined now.
It highlights this paradox right at the heart of their relationship, doesn't it?
How so?
Well, you have DaniKa, cursed with this magic that leads to a shattered soul, falling for an immortal who is actively seeking his own end.
Life versus oblivion.
Exactly. How do you reconcile those opposing desires? It challenges both of them immensely.
And what about RoriK? Does finding peace with DaniKa change his mind about becoming stone?
That's the big question, isn't it? What we see is that he's now fiercely determined to protect her, to help her reinvent herself. He even starts reaching out to others for help, this Griffin couple, Lyella and Sinclair.
Griffins, okay.
Yeah, for practical things like clothes, getting DaniKa medical assessment, helping her figure out a new life away from her past. His hope now seems to be banishing those haunted echoes for good and facing a brighter future, with this woman who's suddenly become more important than anything.
So quite a journey we've traced in this deep dive into haunted echoes.
Definitely.
Exploring this complex connection between DaniKa and RoriK. Two people just crushed by their pasts, one literally haunted by echoes, the other by this deadly curse. And they find this unexpected sanctuary, this profound connection in each other. It transforms their individual struggles into something shared.
Yeah, the narrative really beautifully illustrates how confronting trauma, accepting responsibility, finding purpose, how that can lead to real, powerful healing. For RoriK, DaniKa's presence brought silence to his haunted echoes, not through self-destruction like he planned, but through connection.
Right.
And for DaniKa, RoriK offered protection, a chance at a new life, away from what she saw as her hopeless doom. It really pushes us to consider,
Right.
when the past is actively hunting you, when the path ahead is so uncertain, what does it truly mean to let go? To embrace a future, especially if that future might still involve huge personal risk.
So, thinking about DaniKa's unique curse and RoriK's deep-seated desire to escape by becoming stone, what do you listening think their next step should be in this magical dream?
Yeah, it's a tough one.
What sacrifices are actually worth making for love, for peace, especially in a world where ruined hearts are a very real possibility and the past just refuses to stay buried?
Something to definitely mull over.
Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for your support. For more, visit opheliakey.com. Welcome to the dream. Sincerely, OK.